So on that note, we're going to move on to the last speaker of the evening, and yeah, you know, that's Andreas and Preston with Infinite Nations.
And 10
30 seconds before off the record thing. I got a little idea.
off the record.
This is off the record if you're giving me permission. I ask you guys permission just to get the body shaking. Everyone once it gets up, let's do a little shaking bacon. Let's get that body moving. Oh yeah, let's get the energy flowing. A little bit of talking. Oh, yeah. Last presentation. Let's get ready here. Shake the booty. Come on. Woo. Feels good with the jumping jack. Wow. Feeling good now. Let's get this energy. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Calgary, Mr. Ken Walker.
Thank you, Andreas. Yeah, all those years following that comedy club, huh? So, I gotta get on the podium. Here I go. Okay, what to talk about today? We're sharing some information about Infinite Nations. We're all kind of taking our own personal view at this because myself, and I've heard a lot of people talk here today, and there was something up here just a few minutes ago in the web browser. It said Canada payroll deduction and receiver general. If anybody knows what a receiver is, that's someone in bankruptcy. Why is Canada bankrupt? Because we're being run by some other foreign entity, banks, whatever the case may be. We can stop that in a day. We can literally stop that in a day. There was a phenomena that they figured out, I think it was in World War I. Anybody seen a freight train go ripping down the tracks? Anything get in front of it, there's nothing left of it. Oh, thank you. So what they did in World War I is all they did is this freight train needs tracks to run on, and it can go real fast and it can go real strong and it can carry a lot behind it. But what they did is just went and pulled out a couple of the pins on the ties, and when the train got to those spots where there was no pins holding the track, it stopped, and that was it. They did it several times. I know in World War II there's a bunch of information published about that. This is what we're dealing with these today, is this freight train of commerce, this freight train of shareholders that have to be you know, the corporations have to be accountable to the shareholders. Well, ultimately 33 million people in Canada. I'm a shareholder. Anybody else shareholder here? As a right on. So shareholders drive the company, right? So what are we doing, right? There's plans and there's things to do. Anyway, I don't want to go on too much about derailing the system because it's not mine to derail, but there is other ways that we can do things. There is a whole system available for us if we just stand up and take responsibility for ourselves, and that's what First Nations is about. I've had a lot of run-ins with various government agents, government departments, and if anybody has a dime in their pocket and they look at that little boat, that's my cousin's boat. So I'm pretty close to some, what I think, not so nice people. Our family has got looped in and has been, I would say, abused to the extent that I can't tolerate it anymore. And where was our wonderful speaker here, the native Cree lady, who the passion that she has, because why are we letting this happen? Fracking and all this nonsense and the mess that's going on in the world, we can stop it very, very quickly just by saying so. So this concept of Infinite Nations is we can all start to be our own nation because we all are our own nation. And when we claim that, when we stand up and claim it and throw our ID in the fire, that's the first thing to do. We have to know who these policy enforcers are and what they are, okay, and how they change the definitions of the words so that over here it means something and over here it means something else, right? So we have to understand that they're constantly changing the system to adapt to our adaptability, right? And we are staying ahead of the curve. Even though it may not seem like it, I certainly feel that the larger community now, the conscious people in this country, are staying ahead of the curve. And more every day, people are waking up, right? We've got this fiat currency going on here. We're trading every time we use our signature, every time we use our bank card, every time that we interface with the utility company. Everybody know about 96 is your fix. Look at your utility bill or your Visa bill. In the bottom right hand corner there's a little 96 number. That means that it's a prepaid account. And if you know how to find the forms, The government gives you the check to pay for that. Now, I don't want to get too much on the public here, but we've got a lot more information to come through from these two because they're more into gardening. But my participation is this is paralegal, is to help people get out of the system, help people get extracted from the system, okay, and also health and wellness. I was fortunate enough to study with a man that was knighted. He was the world president of the World Integrated Association, or World Association of Integrated Medicine. He had given peace awards, and he taught me a great deal. And the first thing that he taught, and I know everybody here is doing it, is got to be responsible for everything that's going on. What's going on in here, what's going in here, what's going in here, what's going in here, right? That's right. We create our realities. And if anybody knows about the Ho'oponopono, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Every time that I share that with someone or I use it myself, my universe changes immediately. It's like someone comes up and quickly paints and changes the whole thing because we take responsibility for the energy. And that's the key that I like to share with people. I'm a shaman myself. I do shamanistic journeys with people. I'll do energy work, whatever the case may be. But I also am a Gaia-naut. This is my ship. I'm one of the pilots on this ship. So don't be shipping in the corner. So if we take responsibility, we can do it. And I'll pass it on to these gentlemen. Thank you.
Alright, I'm not much of a public speaker, but I'll do my best. Who here is watching Zeitgeist? Alright, well, same here. How about Ungrip? Alright, well, these are two things that I got really passionately involved in. I spent, to give you an idea of who I am, I'm a builder. And I've been sovereign for, to the best of my ability for the past 18, 19 years now. I realized a long time ago I just don't fit in here. I don't understand it, I don't like it. So I've been looking for a family, a home. Every now and then you find a new extended family or you find a new home, but it's just, you just don't quite fit, or you gotta find your own place. And now I come to Calgary and like Matt mentioned, this city is very conservative, very restrictive. Like so many rules, so many white collars, so much money. But with nature, there is balance, and that's why we're all here. Like there for every guy that just cares about money, there's one of us that just cares about love. And that's a wonderful balance in the city. So that's why I want to put my energy into the people, into this community, more so than anything else. So I'm all about building a community, and as you see pictures up here, I'm all about building earthships and sustainable homes. I have a Facebook page called Earthships Around Calgary, and I've been trying to see who is all interested in these kind of homes. And what we're doing now is we are pulling together to create a community just outside of Calgary, about less than an hour away, which will have enough room for thousands of people if we want, hundreds and hundreds of homes if we want. And basically based on a spiritual living with an emphasis on education, and self-awareness. This community is going to be what we and the people that want to be a part of it create. We do not have anything set in stone. It's going to be what we want to make it, and that's it. And that's why we say infinite nations. There are no limitations here. We can be as much as we need to be or want to be, once again, as I say, we are a nation. We are nations. We are nations in ourselves. We are nations together. We wish to collaborate with every other community and nation out there. So basically, we're going to put out the websites here. Infinite Nations. We have .org. Check us out. We're just getting started. We want more and more of you guys to get involved. Get your say in there. Become a part of this. It'll be as big as we want to make it. And so I'm going to pass it on up to Andreas here, and he's going to wrap this thing up for the last 5 minutes. Have fun, guys.
We'll try to get into it. Basically, what we have is close to 3,000 acres, 1 hour outside of Calgary. It's got everything to do everything. Right now, we got the facilities for about 150 people. There's some paperwork to do in the acquisition that's being finished. Well, in spring, we'll be building. There'll be a place for everyone. Basically, about 1 acre to 2 acres per family. And basically, we'll have, for all kinds of prices, all kinds of options for everyone. It's a community for not-for-profit, not non-profit, not-for-profit. That means if there's a profit, it's okay to do a profit. It's re-injected into the economy. We need to create abundance. We have courses. We educate people. What is the secret to get this up? We share the knowledge. Through education, people will learn their self-abundance, to be respectful, to be under divine law. What is it to be accountable? I make 10,000 mistakes a day. I fix 9,999. The next day when I get up, I look in the mirror, I say, oh, before I say I love you, gotta go fix that thing. So I'm perfect. I only do corrections. And once you know that, that's what's going to make this community going. We'll have holistic center. We're going to have all kinds of community for entertainment, for art, parties, a camping site, different options for different budgets. If you can't come and live right now off the land, we're going to have very soon a powerful organization behind us to help not give you mortgages, because mortgages is a fraud. A loan that could be done from 30 to 60 years. We don't have an interest rate. What we'll have is bank fees, because we have our own private bank being put in place for this. That's being worked on, which will be working by the end of the summer. So basically we could have accommodations. All houses are going to be self-sustainable. So you come, you pick and choose, pick your type of building. They'll have different ways. There's a protocol. Also, what is a protocol? Your covenant. What is your covenant with the Creator? That's how the community is going to be living. There'll be a permaculture college. People will come and sharing woofers. There's another building which could sleep right now, about 150 people, beds and everything. We've got to refresh it to accommodate you. Be smiley, be happy, come and have fun, live. And this will be a private community, not in the public. Private community. Once on the land, you're in the private. This will be the new city of the future, and this will be copied and pasted throughout on a global base, not of the world. The world is the man. I'm from the planet, from the Creator, so we call it global. Big difference between the world. The world is perfect as is. You want to be dependent, stay in the world. It's perfect. I respect you, I love you. If you want to do something else, be on the global base. This is what we're doing. The other thing too, with this project, will be copying and paste. There's also 640 acres which we acquired, which is in the private near Grand Prairie. So this project will be copied and pasted throughout the planet. We're going to just copy and paste. This will be the first going up this summer. And from there, you guys are all invited. It's not about me. It's about us. If you want to get up and all share together, let's hold hands for the closing. And if you want to know something, infinitenations.org. There's an info thing. We answer to everyone. Might take 24 hours. We've got a lot of demands. So, okay. Let's all shake hands. I'd like to thank everyone for this great opportunity. Lots of love. Respect, keep up the good work, and I like to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of her team, Infinite Nations. Lots of love, and we'll chat outside and talk outside, because I don't want to be over the 15 minutes, then I got to get a little spanking on my ass, you know. Whoa! Thank you very much, lots of love.
Thank you guys.